guys, and welcome to episode 3. We've got the second competition flight briefing just going on underway behind me at the moment. We've got 3 tasks for the flight this evening. We've got a fly-in, where the competitors have to find their own launch spot, just like this morning, and try and fly in towards the target, except there's no timing element like there was this morning. We've then got a pilot declared goal, which is similar to the fly-on they did at the end of the flight this morning, where they've got to declare their own goal in the sky and then fly towards that. And then finally we've got a land run, which we'll get into a little bit more later. It's going to be quite a nice flight. The Met man said there were some showers about in Poland, but thankfully not around this area, so it looks like we should be good to fly. We're going to have very light winds. We're going to have the balloons flying over the river to come into the target. It's going to be a good one. So we're here at the first target, the only target on the ground for this evening's flight. I've got my high-vis jacket on so that I can come close to the target. It's very nice of Eugenius and his team to give me target access. You can see the balloons behind me just starting to make their way across. They've got a really tricky job this evening. Below 3,000 feet there is basically no wind, or at least nothing reliable, nothing with any speed. So they're having to, I'll try and pan it up a little bit, they're having to come in from quite high, as that's the only place where there's any wind speed to get them towards us, and then they're kind of having to drop down and hope that there's something on the surface that can get them close. It's a real tricky one.
Well, Paolo Gioni, I'm from Italy and jury member in this championship.
So tell me a bit about what jury member means.
Well, jury member, we are 3 persons in the jury, and we are here to supervise the event, to see that everything runs correctly, and to see that, of course, both the event direction and pilots, officials, everybody does the correct work. And in case of any complaint, actually any protest, we come in and we have to apply the rules and regulations, sporting code of the FAI and the CIA Ballooning Commission, where we then take a decision to settle any complaints.
Well, thank you very much, Paolo. It looks like the first balloons are starting to descend now, so
yep.
We'll move on to that. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Then Raven just drops his marker from height. It looks like quite a nice time drop. I think that looks like it's going to be in the MMA. It's descending now. See it just coming down. That's an amazing drop. Just outside the legs, that's the winning score from Ben. I'll try and explain a little bit about what the pilots are trying to do for their land run. The land run, they have 20 minutes to complete it, and they're basically trying to create a triangle with 3 of their track points. So I'll try and show you how that works. Let's start with Alinia down here. So she just passed over the cross, or just outside the MA, and then she's flying low. So you imagine that, and then she's going to low leg to fly over that way, and then once she's finished that, after about 10 minutes, she will climb and then get into that upper faster wind and then drop her third point. And those 3 points will kind of make a triangle, and the biggest area of that triangle is the best result. So you want a good speed to take you as far along as possible to make those legs of the triangle as big as possible. But if you can imagine it, you also want a good direction to be making that triangle as efficient as possible, rather than just flying in a straight line.
My name's Ben Raven, I'm 28, flying for the UK.
So this is so you've only had your license for a year?
I got it end of last April.
And this is your first balloon competition?
Yeah, first competition.
Amazing. So your second competition flight ever,
yeah.
And you've won your first task.
Yes.
Flying, so congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
It was very, very difficult with light winds.
Yeah.
Take a lot of patience. Tell me what was going through your mind in those last 10-15 minutes on approach to the
I
target.
could see a lot of the balloons on the ground. They seemed to be getting a reasonably good line to the target, but it was shifting about so much. So I thought the best opportunity was to stay high, try and cycle it in as close as I could. And I ended up being really close to the target, slightly to the right of it, and I knew the winds were going to carry the marker in towards it. So I decided to drop from 1600 foot, and the marker landed just off the end of one of the crosses, and I celebrated outrageously in the sky for a few seconds. But yeah, really happy to get that, especially after making a couple of mistakes in this morning's flight. It's a bit disappointing. I got really close on my fly on this morning, but an invalid goal. So really nice to have a win tonight.
Congratulations again.
Yeah,
Good luck for the rest of the week, and enjoy it. Thanks very much. It was great to talk to Ben there, who had such a great result on only his second competition flight, so that was really amazing. After the evening flight, we went straight on to the evening meal and sort of a little party. We had a band there, we had a nice barbecue, and of course some good food. And then for most teams, it's straight to bed. We've got early night tonight and on for another day tomorrow. Let's hope it's as good as today. Good morning, everyone. We're here on the third flight of the 6th FAI Hot Air Balloon World Junior Championships. We've got a very interesting morning today. We've got 8 tasks on the task sheet. I'll try and remember them all now. We've got a race to an area, a drift declared goal, fly on, a maximum distance double drop, which is what we're at here. We've then got a minimum distance time. We've then got hesitation waltz, and then we've got an elbow. So we had a maximum distance double drop yesterday morning. So is this the same task? Is that well? The answer is no, because whilst the task is the same, the way that it's flown can be different depending on what the director sets. This morning, it's not a virtual one, it's on the ground. We've got some tape down here, which is marking out a large circle. And basically competitors are trying to get 2 markers as far away within that circle as possible. The catch is there are actually 4 scoring areas in the circle, and you're trying to aim for opposite areas. Try and get them. So you see the pilots trying to fly as low as they possibly can, so they can get their marker right on the edge of the circle, and then they fly across the other side and get their marker. You see the pilots halfway through their maximum distance double drop behind me. They've dropped their first markers here, you can see a couple, and they're trying to fly to the other side of the circle and drop their second one as far away as possible from this one, but within the circle. And after that you see they are staying low, and the reason for that is the next task after this is a minimum distance time. What that means is they will have a time where they will get to decide when to push a logger mark to start the minimum distance time, and then from that point they've got to travel as small a distance as possible within 6 minutes. So that means you want to try and drop that marker and just stay absolutely stationary. The best result would be if you can finish that 6 minutes on the same point that you started. That's quite unrealistic, but if you can try and travel really slow, that's a great result. Some of them are going to be doing the minimum distance there on the other side here where it's quite slow. Some of them might be trying to fly into a little valley over that way. You can't really see, it's looking into the sun. There's a little valley there, and that might also be another option for the minimum distance time. We're here at the final physical task for this morning, which is the hesitation waltz. You can see there's one target here behind me. There's another one actually just in the same field, which I'll try and point out, which is over here. And there's another one just over the crest of the hill, just behind there. We've seen some really great drops. The wind started to get a little bit fickle there towards the end, which is kind of what we've seen yesterday morning and kind of what we'd expect, making it really tricky for the last few balloons to get good scores. Now they're on to their elbow, which is their last task for the morning. They're on to an elbow task. Elbow task might require a bit of an overlay as well. It's where you're trying to get the biggest change in direction possible. So normally that's you're trying to find a layer of wind that takes you to the most right, and then a layer of wind that takes you to the most left. If you can go back on yourself and go a full 180-degree turn, then that is the best possible result for an elbow. Well, that was another really great and really busy morning here at the Junior Worlds in Grudziądz. We had a really exciting morning, tried to capture all the action we could. After the flight this morning, I was lucky enough to catch up with Alinea Kalusian from Germany. You're currently top female in this competition.
I didn't know.
Is that a goal for you, or is it just, what are your goals for the week?
My goal for the week, it's what I always think about competition, is for me, someone that doesn't fly so often, is to not have no results, to always have a result on the task. So this means I understood the task, this means I'm trying to get the best out of it the way I can. So that's my goal always in championships, and if I'm managing with this to go up, that's fantastic.
Wonderful. Yeah. It's really great to talk to Alinea. Her family originally from Brazil, but she now lives and works in Germany, and that's who she flies for. She's currently top female, like I mentioned. The top three, after yesterday evening's flight, results went official, are Joe Seymour has taken the lead, and then it's Martin de Leersnyder from Belgium, and Patrick Niles from the USA is still in third. Paul Cunot from France is just behind in fourth, and the Japanese are filling out a lot of the rest of the top 10. They're having a really strong team performance, despite no one doing exceptionally individually. So it'll be exciting to see how those change after this morning. We had 8 tasks, so I expect a lot to change, and it's still a long week ahead. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching episode 3. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you in the next one.